Welcome back to the final video for Lesson 3 in Section 1. Here we continue our look at the measures of central tendency and deciding which one is the best to use to represent a data set in various situations. Our next example. Sports R Us sold the following sizes of court shoes this past Saturday. We have to calculate the mean, median, and mode for the data set, and then decide which measure of central tendency we're going to use to represent the data. What is, in other words, the average shoe size? Let's first calculate the mean. We're going to add all of the shoe sizes, plus 8, plus 7, plus 7, 8, 9.5, or 9.5, another 8, and a 9. And we have sold 12 pairs of shoes, so we divide by 12. If we add all of the shoe sizes together, we will get 97.5. Divide by 12, we will get 8.125. So the mean shoe size is 8.125, or 8 and 125 thousandths. Let's have a look at the median. To determine the median, we will first organize our data from least to greatest. 6.5, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, and another 8. Then 8.5, a 9, 9.5, and a 10. 12 pieces of data. That's an even number, so we will have two middle values. I can group 5 pieces of data on the left, 5 pieces of data on the right. The two middle pieces are the same value, so we hardly need to calculate the mean of those two values. Our median will automatically be 8. And last but not least, we'll have a look at our mode. We are looking for now the piece of data that occurs the most. And if we look closely, we will see that there are 5 8s, and that is by far the most common shoe size that was sold. Our mode equals 8. Now to choose which measure of central tendency we're going to use to represent the data. If we recall our chart from the previous video containing the guidelines, it was mentioned that mode is often used with shoe sizes or clothing sizes. Here then, we will use the mode value, but we do notice that the median has the exact same value as the mode. And the mean, 8.125, though it is close in value to 8, it is not a good number to represent the data. Consider this. Can you have a shoe size of 8.125? The answer, of course, is no. So for this example, we use the mode or median to represent the data. 8. So we would consider 8 to be the average shoe size. For our final example, Madison's math unit test marks on units 1 to 7 are 87%, 65%, 77%, 90%, 84%, 80%, and 82%. Not too bad. We will calculate the mean, median, and mode for the data set, and then again decide which measure of central tendency we're going to use to represent the data. Mean up first. Let's add those test scores. 87, 65, 77, and 90, 84, 80, and 82. Divided by the number of test scores, there have been 7. If we add the test scores in our numerator, we get 565. Divided by 7, this will be approximately 80.7%. If we round to the nearest percentage, that would be 81%. There's the mean. How about the median? First step in the algorithm, we're arranging from least to greatest. 65, 77, 80, 82, 84, 87, and a 90. 7 pieces of data here, so there will be a distinct middle piece. I grouped the first 3 and I grouped the last 3, leaving dead smack in the middle 82. Our median test score is 82%. For our mode, we're looking for a test score that repeats itself, but there is no test score that repeats itself. Therefore, no mode exists. We then have a choice of using either the mean or median to represent this set of data. And I would argue both averages here, both the mean and the median, are two good measures of central tendency. We could use either of these values. 81% or 82%, either of these values is indicative as to how Madison is doing in the grade 7 math course. I will say that normally for test scores, we tend to use the arithmetic mean to calculate a student's average. To summarize, we can use either the mean or the median as an appropriate measure of central tendency. As you have seen from the examples we have carried out, there are no hard and fast rules to decide which measure of central tendency you are going to use, but as long as you follow the guidelines, you should be fine. And now I'd like you to proceed to the activities for Lesson 3.